What's going on, everybody? I wanted to take a few minutes here to talk to you guys about a product I was sent from AchedAway. It is their brand new percussion massager, the AchedAway Pro. Over the last few months, probably going on a year now, as I've gotten a little bit older and I've been working out in my garage where it's extremely hot here in Texas. Mobility work and recovery work has become a lot more important to me. So I actually invested in the original AchedAway percussion massager. Got that maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I really enjoyed using that. The company reached out to me after posting a few times about the original and asked me if I wanted to try out the Pro. Obviously, I said yes, because why not? So I'm going to kind of just run down the specs of that one, give you my thoughts on it, my initial impressions, and some brief review things. So first off, it comes to you in this nice traveling carrying case. It says AchedAway Pro on it. Nice zipper, nice handle. So if you travel a lot or you need to take your recovery mobility tools on the road, that's always nice to have. So you don't have things kind of just fumbling around in your bag, falling about. Keeps everything nice and organized. So within that bag, as you can see here, is the percussion massager itself, the 4 different attachments that it comes with, and an instruction manual. So I'll take the gun itself out, and then I'll talk a little bit about the different attachments and tools that come with it. So this is what the tool itself looks like. Hopefully that's in focus for you guys. Weight on it is 2.6 pounds, which is, it definitely feels like it has some weight to it, but nothing where, like, if you're lifting weights, you're good. Like, it's not so heavy that it feels uncomfortable in the hand. One of the key differences between this one and the original AchedAway is this removable battery. So it has a 32 milliamp battery that is removable. This is not necessarily a big plus for me, but if you're somebody who travels a lot or you use these types of tools in your profession and you need to have a continuous kind of stream of power, then you can get obviously an additional battery and have that on the charger while you're using this one, right? So that's pretty cool. Again, not a big thing for me. In terms of how long that battery lasts, I can say that I have not even gotten through a full charge on this one. On the original AchedAway, using it roughly, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a week for just a few minutes at a time, it took me almost a month to run through a full charge. So there's really not a lot that you have to worry about there. I think the battery life that they give you right here is completely sufficient. So moving on, I'll talk about a little bit about the various attachments that it comes with. So the first one, and the one I use probably the most often, is this little squishy head round tip one. So what I use this one for is pretty much like a general purpose, right? So anytime, anywhere where you would want like a masseuse or somebody to massage that muscle, that's what I use. So it fits in like that, just pops in, pops out. Pretty simple. To turn it on, what you'll do is you'll hit this button here, long pause, a long hold I should say. You'll see it light up and you'll hear it start up. Right here on the side here is the battery indicator. So obviously as the battery drains, those lights will go down. And then tapping this once will take it to the next setting. Blue light will come up, continue to do so, and it'll keep raising up and cycle through. So there's 5 different settings. The first one is 1700 percussions per minute, ppm. The next is 2000, 2300, 2600, 2800. So that being said, those percussions are probably not the highest you're going to see in a percussion massager, but where I feel like it lacks in those percussions per minute, it kind of makes up for in the stroke that it has. And what I mean by that is when this thing moves, the end of the head that you have on it to where it finally comes out, right? So basically the length of the stroke. The very first time I turned this thing on and used it, I immediately felt that stroke was different. So I had just finished a chest workout and I was doing a little bit of recovery. As soon as I touched it to myself, I could feel that it kind of punched a lot harder. And I believe that is because of the stroke, where I think they refer to it as amplitude of the tool compared to the original. So that can be seen one of two ways, right? You're gonna get definitely that power to get deep into that muscle tissue. But if you are sore, it is going to hurt. And not to say that the original didn't feel a certain type of way when you're sore, but this one definitely packs a bit more of a wallop than the original. Which, so like I said, it could be seen as a gift or a curse, but I see it as a plus on my end. If you're a larger person especially, then you're probably gonna want that power anyway. If you're somebody who's a bit smaller, on the more slender side, and you be a little bit more sensitive to pain or hitting bones, then you might see that as a negative. The next head that it comes with is this fork head. So this fork head is usually used for around your neck and spine area. I have almost never used this, and that's not to say that it's not a good attachment. It's just that I can't really do it by myself. So I would have to get somebody to do it for me, which I just don't see that need. I never really have a lot of tightness around my neck and spine area, or I'm just too ignorant to realize it. So that one comes with it. Like I said, I've never used it, but I imagine it would feel nice if I needed it. The next two are another difference between the original AchedAway and the AchedAway Pro, and that's these two, this flathead attachment and then this bullet head attachment. On the original, these were made out of, I think, like a rubber or a hard plastic. They are now made out of an aluminum alloy. So use case for these, this larger flathead one is similar to the ball, which you would use on like larger muscle groups. So typically what I'll use this one is on my legs. And sometimes my hamstrings can get pretty tight, and I don't usually like something this hard hitting me there because, like I said, they are super tight and they get kind of tender. This bullet head is usually for smaller muscle groups, or if you have any trigger points. Where I use this one most of the time is going to be in my shoulders. My front delts get super tight. I have chronic shoulders from years of pressing incorrectly, not doing enough delt work, etc., etc. So this is something that really helps break up and loosen up my front delts, especially if it's for a chest day. I'll use it to get warmed up, things like that. Let's see, what else we got here? So that's the heads. It comes with a charger, plugs in right here on the bottom. Doesn't take too long to charge up. And then from there, like I said, you get several hours of continuous use out of it. If you leave it on, I believe for more than about 20 minutes, it'll automatically shut off, which is nice. I don't know how you not realize that it's sitting on, because while it's not loud, it's pretty easy to hear. I'll turn it back on so you guys can hear that. So like, it's not loud by any stretch of the imagination, but if you set this down somewhere, it would continuously vibrate. Like, so if you can hear your phone vibrating, you would certainly hear this. So I can't imagine how anybody would forget that it was on, but it will shut off, all that being said. So what do I think about it? I actually use this thing a lot, and I have to say that I enjoy using it. I think it's a great tool. Is it a must-have? No, I don't think so, but that's most tools that for home gym owners and folks like myself. But I'll tell you my use cases for it and why I like it. So again, like I said, I work out here in the garage. It's hot. It takes me a while to really get my muscles loose and warm. And that's important here because if you're dehydrated, which a lot of times I'll begin sweating pretty immediately when I start working out in the garage. So I want my muscles to be nice and primed. So one thing I like to do is on my leg day or any type of lower body work is I'll turn it on, I'll kind of stretch out, and I'll get into my hips. My hips are super tight because I work a desk job, so I'm sitting down, 5-6 hours a day. My hips get tight, so that's one thing where when I'm going into like a heavy squat session, I want my hips to be nice and warm, otherwise it's going to be a very painful session. I'll do the same thing on chest day. I'll kind of throw this around my pecs, into my shoulders, to just get that loosened up in addition to my regular warm up. Gets a lot of blood in there, kind of helps get those muscles activating and firing prior to your workout or prior to your warm up sets or your stretches. After my workouts, I'll do it again. I'll come in, kind of relax for a second, maybe get a meal, some protein in me, and then I'll kind of do this on the recovery side, right? So in addition to doing it for my mobility and my warm up, I'll do it for recovery. So what it helps do is it kind of breaks up that lactic acid, right? So I might not even do it the same day, but especially that next day, if I feel any true soreness, I'll try and get ahead of that you know, that second day soreness that everybody's aware of. If you work out, you know that second day always sucks. So I'll put this on me, and it doesn't take long. So like, let's say my chest, I might just go in, you know, short, small circles around my chest, maybe 30 seconds max. Go to the next one, 30 seconds. Shoulders, another 10, 20. Shoulders, and then that's it. It doesn't take long, and it makes a world of difference in terms of the soreness, which makes a world of difference at your next workout, right? So, all in all, a great tool. The next big plus for me of the Pro, and I'll show you guys the original comparison. So this is the original AchedAway, and this is the Pro. So off the bat, doesn't look like, mostly looks aesthetic. There's not a lot of big changes, but one change that I would say that made a big difference, if you can tell, the handle here is a decent amount longer. And the reason I say that that's important is because it helps you get these muscles on the back of your body. Prior, with the original AchedAway, I could do that, but it was a bit tougher. This one, I instantly felt that I could get into my lats, into my lower back, things like that, much easier, which for me, that is just leaps and bounds a plus over the original. And that's not a knock on the original, that's just saying that AchedAway did a good job of improving their product. The only real con, and I would say it's probably subjective, is that here on the handle, it's pretty smooth, it's not textured. On the original, it has like a rubber kind of coating on it, which helps kind of grip it. On this one, it's completely smooth. It's not smooth to the point where I feel like I'm going to drop it, but as my hands get a little perspiration on them, I do feel that it's kind of slick in the hand. Again, not a huge deal, but it is something that you guys should know about and that I would look into. Other than that, I think it's a great tool. Would I go out and buy one? Yes, I would. Obviously, I owned the first one. I spent my money on that one. AchedAway sent me this one for a review. If you already own a percussion massager, do you need to go grab the Pro? I think that's a question you have to ask yourself, right? And the reason I say that is because, like I said, that longer handle definitely is a huge benefit for me. If you're in a profession where maybe the removable battery, right? Being able to have multiple batteries ready for your tool at all times, that could be a huge pro. If you're a garage gym owner like myself, where you just, you know, work out as a hobby, you probably don't need to grab the Pro over the original. I think they're both great tools though. So really it's just your use case and what you need. So other than that, I think that's it. So hopefully that helps you guys. And I'll put the specifications for the tool and a link to where you can pick one up if you're interested in the description. But other than that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Keep getting swole.